Could you imagine being asked to sacrifice the thing you love with all your heart? The thing that you were actually promised by God. Yet in Genesis 22, we see God asking Abram to sacrifice his beloved son as a burnt offering. Throughout millennia, detractors of our loving God, Yahweh, have said, wow, that's exactly the evidence we need to show what a cruel God you have. But when I was sitting with this question on Sunday and asking myself, God, I know this story is about your faithfulness. You've given Abram a way out. You are faithful because that is who you are. Many times people say that God was faithful because Abram was faithful. And I started crying and I asked God, God, am I faithful enough? Would I be able to sacrifice the thing I love the most? Because honestly, I could stand here and say, well, God, I will give this up or I will do that. But the thing I love the most, would I be able to do that? And the Spirit of God came on me on Sunday and told me that this is an indication of God's character. Back then, the Israelites used to offer their children as burnt offerings to many of the pagan nations' gods like Moloch or Baal as burnt offerings. They even had the tofet, which the rabbis would play on drums really loudly so that the fathers wouldn't hear their children screaming. But yet we see Abram taking his own son to sacrifice him to the living God because God said that that is what he wanted. But within this story, it actually shows us Abram's understanding of God's character. Abram's unwavering faith in God because he understood the character of God. We honor a living God. We honor a loving God. God isn't full of love. He is love. And so when just thinking about this and realizing that when we look back at what happened that day, we can see that Abram really knew the heart of God. We can see that Abram was so close to God that he knew that in all things, God works to the good of those who love him. And he trusted God implicitly because he understood that God is a good God. He's a life-giving God. He's not a God of death and destruction, one that just wants endless sacrifice. We know that God says that he prefers us to listen to him rather than sacrifice. Obedience is better than sacrifice. So him obeying in that moment really shows the character of God and that Abram understood that.